Okay, safety first, you know, all that good stuff. The seatbelts are good. They are nice and tight. I can't get it on. Ugh, old seatbelts. All right. First drive as the owner of my new 1977 Lincoln Mark V. Here we go. All right.
So today's a big day. We are going to go get a new car for the channel. Albeit it's not my car. The car is going to belong to her. And it's still super exciting for me because I've been obsessed with this particular kind of car since I was a kid. And for some reason she's buying it. And that's pretty awesome because it's going to be on the channel a lot. I'm going to work on it. She said she's going to do the work, but I doubt that's going to happen. And it's going to be pretty sweet. So here we go. We're going to go get it. There's your new car.
I know.
So this is a 96 Impala with like 170,000 miles on it, and I almost bought it. It just came in here Saturday when we were looking at that Lincoln for a second time, and I wanted it. It's incredibly clean for how many miles it has on it. The interior is in perfect shape. It's all original LT1, unmodified, probably garage kept. And I wanted it, and I said, okay, I'll get it. Sunday I told him I'll get it, and then I was in an internal struggle with myself all day because I don't need it, but I want it. And I was going to trade, or I was going to upgrade from the Contour, but then the Contour runs just fine, and I know that car better than this one, and I don't need it. So I told them Monday that I'm not going to get it, but it's just a super nice car with high miles, good price. I want it. That's a cool ass car. I've always wanted one. I'll get one someday probably if I have the extra cash and there's a good deal somewhere. I'm not a Japanese car guy, but they want $40,000 for this Integra. I don't know what it is compared to any other one, but I wouldn't pay $40,000 for it. It's clean. I don't know what's so special about it for $40,000. I tried to fit in this, it didn't work. Big old 460 big block. Got to clean it up, obviously. This isn't going to work for me. That's just ugly. Take that off, get a new carburetor, probably a new intake, take all the evap shit out of there, just clean it up in here, you know. Want to hit some switches? You ever hit the switches on your car before?
Oh, I've never hit the switches. All right, how do I do this?
This is all the front up, all the front back, front left, front right.
Yeah.
Same with the back.
Ready?
Raising the front.
Doesn't want to go. We just had the front left raised. There you go. Oh, yeah.
That's ride height.
That one doesn't want to go up.
You're going to waste all your air.
We're good. Okay. Just wanted to try it out. Okay, seatbelt, safety first, you know, all that good stuff. The seatbelts are good. They are nice and tight. I can't get it on. Ugh, old seatbelts. All right. First drive as the owner of my new 1977 Lincoln Mark V. Here we go. All right.
She bought a lowrider.
Close the door and pretend like I just got in here.
Did you want to do that?
No. Do you want it? Is that what you want for your channel, like a fake thing? No, that's fine.
Tell me about your first drive in your new badass whip.
Yeah. So we just got done with the first drive, and it was nice. It was like driving my grandpa's old Cadillac. It was just like a big cloud cruising down the highway. Obviously, you can't go too fast in this thing. It was a bit scary going next to the semis and everything because the steering is a little bit looser, so I have to get used to that. And there's a few things that we can fix on it. There's a little bit of a shake in the steering wheel, and the cruise control wasn't working. Definitely was a little bit of a gasoline smell in there as well, too. I don't know if we can clean that up, but anyways. Other than that, I loved it. I absolutely love the drive. It's just so smooth. Like I said, it's like a cloud just floating down the highway. And I think I was smiling probably the whole time, especially when I got a look from a guy on the side of the road going like that. So definitely makes you smile. I know this thing definitely turns heads. I can't imagine what this looks like coming up on the highway behind people, and they're just like looking in their rearview mirror and they see this thing coming up, you know. It's
so low and wide that when I was driving behind you, it just looked really cool because it's so like just low and wide. Like I said.
No, it's a fun ride. Like I said, you have a smile on your face the whole time that you're driving it. I love the feel of the steering wheel, even though you want to change it.
I want to put a little chain steering wheel on there like a classic lowrider.
I get that. I get the whole classic lowrider thing, but I like the feeling of that old hard plastic steering wheel, and it's kind of thin and everything. It just feels really good in your hands. I'm a very tactile person, and that's what I like. Now, we were talking about tint, though, on the way back. And because the interior is this beautiful, brilliant blue, and the exterior has like this gold and brown, finish, I don't think that like a
little gold leaf in there,
like a normal tint would look good on this. Like like a normal colored tint. I think either like the blue to match or the gold to match, or even a brown, just something to pull in the colors, because I just don't think if you just put like a gray or a black tint on here, like that would look very good. So if you guys want to weigh in and let us know what you think this would look good with a tint, or what tint you think would look good on here, please let us know.
Personally, I think a blue or a gold tint is going to just cheapen up the car and drop the value because it's just cheap. And typically on an old lowrider, I would say no tint, because tint just doesn't look good on some cars. Like a Bug, you don't tint the windows on a Bug, right? Because then it just makes it look cheap. But watching this one drive down the freeway, I think it would just make it look more gangster to have the windows tinted, but black, because you shouldn't do it any other color but black, otherwise it'll be cheap. But she doesn't agree with me, so let us know what you think.
But yeah, I just love all the small details in this car. Like I said, with this little thing in the window here, and this tiny little window, and like up here the lights. I don't know if you can get a shot of that, but the piece that sticks out there, there's just a whole bunch of little fun details in this car that just, you know, you just always finding new things that are just like, oh, that's cool, oh, that's cool, you know. So in 1977, this was the 4th most expensive car on the market. So you think about what the 4 most expensive cars are today, not that this is like a Bugatti or something like that, but it was definitely one of the most high-end cars at the time.
Probably the 4th most expensive American car on the market, right? Because
it's the 4th most expensive on the market.
You would think that their Ferraris and shit worth more. But yeah, this was an American gangster.
Yeah.
And now it's Mexican gangster.
Yeah.
But not really. Now it's basic white bitch gangster.
Also, I was gonna say there's this is the Cartier edition, but there was like a Gucci edition. There was the Pucci edition. There was a bunch of designer editions, but this is the only one that was done with a jeweler. All the other ones were done with clothing designers.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll show you the dash. If you look at the dash, it looks like a watch. Like, it looks really nice.
One other thing is, like, in here in this paint job, this is all like gold leaf that's actually in here, inlaid in there. Also, if you look at the paint job as well too, there's all these fun textures in here. There's like this floral design. It's kind of hard to see in the rain right now, but you got a wood grain and you got a floral design over here.
What's your favorite thing about this car?
I really love the interior, just that jewel tone blue interior. Like the carpet is like the big weave. I know that's like really ridiculous stuff, but that's what I love. I love it. I mean, I love the whole car overall, the look and feel of it, but I would say the interior is probably my favorite part of it.
And with all the gold and the brown here, it's a shame that there's not gold knockoffs on there, but there are gold knockoffs in the trunk, and I will be putting those on as soon as possible. Because why wouldn't they be on already? It's a daily driver.
Yeah, this is my daily driver.
She wanted something that was impractical, and she got something that's absolutely impractical as hell. I don't know if you can get much more impractical than this for a daily driver.
I will say the other thing I do like too is these, you know, because I'm in the band and everything, these kind of represent treble clefs right here. I mean, it was kind of kismet, you know, that it's kind of has that design going on. This is a leaf, that's not part of it. But yeah, I like that.
You got silver leaf and the very cool pinstriping on the trunk, all hand done. It's just, someone spent a little bit of money on this car, and it shows.
A lot of it.
This seatbelt is really hard to put on. Rather annoying. And this air pump has been running for a long time. I don't know if the tank is big enough for this big old car, and I'm not sure that both air pumps are working because it's been running for so long. There is no air tank pressure gauge, which is unfortunate. But right now I got the suspension all the way up just to get out of the driveway. But when you turn the car on, there's 3 presets on here. The first one is up all the way. The second one is ride height. And the first one is a cruise ride height. And when you turn the car on, it automatically goes to preset number 2, which is the cruise ride height. And I don't want to ride like that. I want to ride in the lowrider position with the front all the way up and the back all the way down, because I want to be a classic lowrider when I drive this thing. Ride is bouncy. I'm thinking maybe because the back is aired all the way out, maybe I'll try to do it at regular ride height. It's a little rough. Let's do it at number 2. Oh, that's a lot better. Maybe I shouldn't ride in the classic lowrider ride height if I'm getting up to speeds. But if I'm gonna be going slow, believe you me, the back's all the way down and the front's all the way up. This car rides a lot better at a regular ride height. I just learned, which is a little disappointing because I really wanted to ride with the back all the way down and the front all the way up, but whatever. This car is cool, man. I just feel cool driving it. This is a different system than I have on that I'm putting on my truck. My truck is airlift. I went back and forth between Accuair and airlift, and to me, airlift was the obvious choice. The controller's better. It's got a screen that tells you pressure of the tank and pressure in all 4 corners. These pumps are still running, which tells me one of them is probably not working, and this tank is way too small. Even my Beetle didn't run this much, and that was a small tank with 1 pump. All right, that works. This car rides good though, man. It feels good. The pedal feels good. It doesn't have a lot of horsepower, but this is a low and slow car, so it's not even going to compare to the Mustang or anything, right? The Mustang's got at least 6 times the horsepower that this thing does. They probably literally go 0 to 100 to 0 to 100 before this thing gets to 60 in the Mustang. So we're not comparing these two. That's like comparing apples to spaceships. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, this thing is comfortable. I just feel cool driving it. I always wanted a lowrider, and I am so jealous that she got one but not me. I just want to point out to myself that I'm driving a lowrider right now, and that is so awesome. I'm gonna cruise through this parking lot in the low mode. Back all the way down. Hell fucking yeah. Straight up lowrider. Man, when you're in lowrider mode, it sure is a lot more bouncy. This is the low mode, bro. Hell yeah. Yeah, look at me. Cholo, not chomo, cholo. Yeah, it's a lot more bouncy. But it's cool. I don't even care. I wanted to do this right here, cruise slowly through a parking lot with the front up and the back down like a classic lowrider. I've been wanting to do this for over 20 years. I'd say I was like, what, 11 or 12 when I saw my first lowrider magazine, and I looked at every lowrider magazine for years. And even now, I'd watch, there's a lowrider episodes on Motor Trend channel that talks about the OG lowrider guys and the positive effect they have on the community and stuff. Lowrider's not about gangster, man. Lowrider's about staying off the streets and getting with your friends and making something cool, you know, and meeting up with them and showing what you got, showing your friends what you can do, and sharing your talents, you know what I mean? Gangster, I can't even see the curve, the front's too high up. Good, hitting switches in that low, girl. This is dope. Low rider, isn't it lower? This car is so freaking cool, man. I'm so just ecstatic right now that I'm driving a lowrider, and I'm gonna go park it in my driveway. Too bad it's not mine, but it's the next best thing. Hey, lowrider, yes. Low rider, it's a motherfucking lowrider. Car drives pretty nice though, I should say. Floats around the corners. Drives like it's got an old tuned down big block in it. It's heavy. Awesome. I wish it wasn't raining. I would definitely change the knockoffs on it and show you guys a little more of the outside, and show you guys the trunk and maybe look into a couple other things in it. But since it's raining, I'm not gonna. Hitting switches in that low, girl. She's gonna get so many weird looks from all the uppity people in Peachtree City. It's gonna be so funny because they're not used to seeing these cars when they're driving around in their Teslas and their Q8s. I don't know if you can drive this car without being happy. That's just, I don't think I can drive this car without being happy. It is so freaking cool. I wish I would have bought it so I could make the decisions on it, like getting a small chain steering wheel. I want to be a bowler, shot caller, 15-inch blade on the Mark V. Let's see how ballsy this thing is. I'm not going to lose control because it's not ballsy. Oh, wow. That is slow. Half throttle to full throttle is not much different. It's almost the same thing. And there is that classic lowrider stance I was just telling you about. Front, up, back, down. That is gangster. And not practical to drive at any rate of speed in because that back is bottomed out and bouncy. Hell yeah. Here's the trunk. Bodies, I tell you, bodies. Air tanks tucked deeply in there. It is pretty small. It's a pretty small tank. 2 pumps. I gotta feel them and see if they're warm, see if they're actually working. Here's the car before it got the 15 in the bag. Looks pretty clean with some Detroit Steelies. Here's some of the gold knockoffs that I was telling you we got to put on there. Hell yeah, that is gonna look sweet. That left compressor isn't working. That one, the right one's hot, the left one's cold. Not a big deal, nothing I can't fix. Just have to check into the wiring and see what's up. Apparently it's easier to work from the front if you pull the seat down, but I don't think that the seat is going to come down too easily. I don't think it's made to fold down. And then the drain, to drain the water from the tank, is just right here. So I'm gonna have to change that too because you need a drain that goes outside so you don't have to fill your trunk with the water you're draining out of your tank. It looks like it's got some aftermarket speakers in there, but it doesn't look like it's probably anything special. Like I said, I gotta figure out that wiring for that left pump. It looks like you got all the relays for it back here. There's a couple fuses back there. So yeah, this needs a little bit of work. She doesn't like the look of this cracked filter housing. It's no big deal. We can probably get a new one of those for cheap. Yep, that was me. Like it, subscribe it, hit the bell for notifications, and stay tuned for more shit on this car. So today is a big day on the channel. I don't like how I said that.
Today's a big day.
Today is a big day on the channel.
Today's a big day.
It's a big day. What's up, y'all? It's your boy David again.
Oh dear God.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy David. We're back on the channel.
David.
Today we're gonna get a new car. It's a pretty sweet car. Hi! It's me! Hi! Alright, so today's a big day. We are going to go get a new car for the channel.